Hello. Have you ever wondered what the Page of Wands means when you get it in a tarot reading? Well, you've come to the right place. I am the author of Tarot Heaven, a 90,000 word blog exclusively about tarot cards. So let's get into it. We have the Page of Wands with her funny little hat. All the pages have funny little hats. So her hat has a feather on it, and feathers can represent writing. So pages represent messages that you're receiving or you're giving. So you might receive a message from somebody. It could be a written message. It could be somebody stopping by, knocking on your door. Any type of message, email, something maybe even like a package from Amazon. I don't know. Something that comes really quickly in the mail could be indicated by the Page of Wands. All of the suit of Wands, Page, Knight, Queen, King, they all have these thematic colors of red, orange, yellow, and it really intensifies the desire, the intense spiritual fire that really motivates people. People who have fire in their chart that's well balanced tend to be like the spark that gets things going, and that's exactly what the Page of Wands symbolizes, is sort of the spark after the ace. So if you're looking to start a new project or you're starting a new project, the Page of Wands can help you do that. The Page of Wands has these little salamanders on her or his jacket, and they're not completely closed. So it indicates, the Oribus. It indicates that it's not completely fulfilled its mission. She or he has a lot to learn yet. So if we're thinking about archetypes and people, we're still in the learning phase. But the Page of Wands is the absolute best type of learner because they learn pretty quickly, but they constantly want to go. And it's like somebody who makes mistakes and doesn't think twice about it and just keeps, like playing the piano, right? And you hit the wrong note, but they just keep playing until they keep hitting the right note, and they have a lot of enthusiasm for whatever they're doing. So it's a great card to get when you're just in the beginning stages of starting pretty much any project. The page is the motivator, the motivational factor behind something that you really want. If you're starting a new enterprise and you get this card, know that you have the energy and the resources to move up into the highest place that you can go. If of course you continue, you have to keep going, right? We also see the symbolism of the three pyramids. I like to think of the three pyramids as the knight, the queen, and the king. So we have the page, and here she is like maybe a pyramid, but then you have each of the other pyramids. So we have an evolution. All of the court cards are an evolution. The Page of Wands are fire. Pages are earth, so we have earth and fire mixed together. So sometimes the Page of Wands can be a little uncontained. For instance, a wildfire that gets way out of control. Occasionally we have to start a fire in order to not allow the fire to run out of control. If you get this card and you're thinking about a person, there are all the things that I just described, but they may have some Mars energy, like a reddish complexion, reddish hair, warm undertones, or maybe someone with the Mars or Sun in the first house, radiant, glowing. People with Mars in their first house tend to have orange undertones or reddish undertones, but that's a different topic. Page of Wands can be a little scatterbrained. Like, you don't want to start too many projects all at once. You need to have the motivation to finish one project at a time. So sometimes when you get the Page of Wands and like a lot of other fire card or wands, you might get a little burnt out. It's like somebody who has a lot of fire in their chart. They can get really burnt out sometimes. The Page of Wands also is very athletic. They excel at sports. They have all this energy, right? So they've got to get it out somehow. So, you know, running, jumping, swimming, any type of like activity, especially group activities, because the Suit of Wands, they really love social group activities. They're really intense about their social network and like playing on a soccer team or a volleyball team or just really just sports in general. There's a little side story about the Page of Wands. They are highly competitive, and that's why they like group sport activities. You know, getting on the elliptical or running on the treadmill might be fun. They might be able to get out a lot of that energy they have, but they're very competitive. And not just with sports, with everything. So one year I signed my daughter up for archery, and she hated it. And she said, yeah, but no one won. And I was like, well, that's not the point. Like, you win. You shoot the arrow. And when you hit the bullseye, you win. And you have the satisfaction of knowing that you completed it because you completed the bullseye. No one has to win in archery. And so she didn't continue. She didn't like it. So that's like a little side note that I just kind of remembered about the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands in a love reading, because I know everybody wants to know all about love. It can indicate the start of a new relationship. It can start really, really quickly. It can also end really, really quickly. It indicates maybe spontaneous travel, or you can meet someone while you're traveling. You could meet somebody at a sporting event, but it will happen very, very quickly. It's one of those, you know, instant recognition, love at first sight sort of cards, but you have to be careful because it's still a little bit new and fresh. There could be elements of passion and desire that encourages you to maybe wait a little bit if you're looking for something long term. It can also indicate that there's an age difference between you and your love interest. It could be 20 years, 10 years. It depends on, you know, how old you are. If you're 20, 30 kind of seems like a large age gap, but if you're 30, 45, 50 doesn't seem as big. If you're asking about feelings, I mean, it's like, hello, Page of Wands, exuberant, exciting, fresh, new, optimistic. You're like optimistic about this person. You're interested in this person. There might be a lot of hugging or something. Just it's a physical kind of card. The Page of Wands as advice, perhaps you need to get all your paperwork in order. Again, like I said, Page of Wands can be a little scatterbrained, so you want to get everything in order. If this is a card and you're asking about a business venture or a new job or a new career, you want to get all your X's and Z's, you know, make a list, check it twice. Make sure that everything is in order before you just jump in. Like, rehearse before you do something, because sometimes the Page of Wands just gets too excited and jumps in and forgets maybe minute details that could really help secure a job or a home loan or whatever it is that you're asking about. Whatever question is on your mind and you get this card, it's telling you, get your stuff in order. So you know that placement when you're doing the Celtic cross, that's external influences. If you get the Page of Wands on this placement, it can mean like a child. So it's not really, it wouldn't be about you specifically. It could be about a child, or it could be about you receiving a message, not giving the message. Anything external is sort of out of your control, right? So the outcome is an outcome card. I mean, I think we really already went over that. It could be the start of a new relationship that may fizzle out quickly, depending on surrounding cards. Sometimes when you get the Page of Wands with an ace and they're very close together, or especially if the page is looking right at the ace, it can indicate pregnancy. But again, if you don't want to get pregnant, get on birth control, but it can indicate pregnancy. The aces normally indicate pregnancy, but when you have those two combinations together, it can usually indicate that. In a career setting, the Page of Wands is an entry-level position usually. So this is usually a position where you have to enter at the bottom and work your way up at the top at the bottom. In tarot and Kabbalistic studies, pages are Malkuth, which is right at the bottom. So you go bottom from top, right? So any entry-level job, cashier, bank teller, I mean, really anything. Bagging groceries. You could be a student, and this could be your freshman year in college. You could even be an adult who's in their 40s or 50s and want to go back to school, and it could indicate that, again, entry level. You're starting over, starting something new again. I can also see the Page of Wands as a painter or an artist, because again, that feather makes me think of something you can draw with. And also the wand, it's something you can use maybe to draw with. That's a lot of passion there. See all that red and orange and like sparkly. Side note, it has nothing to do with the Page of Wands, but if you're trying to channel the energy of any of the wands archetypes, wear red, orange, yellow, and actually red can look good on everyone. You just have to find your right shade of red. There are reds with blue undertones, and there are reds with orange undertones, and then there's something called true red, which is supposedly warm, but look, I'm not a color theorist. Let's just finish with Page of Wands reversed. There's a complete lack of focus. There's something internally that's causing maybe even a little bit of ADHD. Because I think when you have ADHD, sometimes those people lack focus. So there's difficulty finishing projects. But I also see that with an upright page. But I see it as like you can. When you see it, you can finish it. You can do it. Motivate yourself. Wands are all about motivation. The Page of Wands can also be that bully, you know, the bully at the playground that would basically tease everyone, but didn't seem to really have any friends looking back as an adult. And some people, I think, could see the Page of Wands as a cheating card. To learn about each one of the 78 cards and anything that I missed with the Page of Wands is on my tarot blog at tarotheaven.com. So like and subscribe. I'm supposed to say that.